Anti-Afro Spangalies. I'm just coming on here to give you the news about Smoke.
What it was, grown man, you got upset that Anti and your wife had feeling for Smoke over you.
How badly he wants me. Smoke so wants me. It's so hot, Smoke, isn't it? Your formula is this. I want you because I talked about you in emails. So that's the criteria. If somebody talks about somebody, they want them. Well, that means you want me, Smoke, because every single freaking live stream, you were mentioning my name. Since you're so into this they want me campaign, here are some viable options for you. You know their history. As you can see, I'm not on the list. Married men will never, ever meet my criteria. No matter what you say or do, it will never be a reality. It will never be a potential thought. It will never be a desire. It just won't happen. But you have options. Don't despair, Smoke. Here you can go ahead and live it up to your heart's desire. I'm not up here encouraging infidelity by no means, but you're the one as a married man talking about, I want you. No, here are some options for you, Smoke. You don't need to include me. I'm not on the list. Stop all your nonsense. You're not doing anything but making a bunch of racket. You're acting silly. When are you going to give it up? What you're doing is trying your hardest to get distance away from your peoples. They're your peoples. Grown Mold and M3, fingernails on the chalkboard.
You don't got nothing, grown man. You couldn't pay $400 in rent. What would me have the motors coming for you? What was you doing so special? You was on my nuts. You was up under me. You was the little nigga. Why would I have to do something I can do myself, grown man? If I really wanted to wash you up, I can do that myself. I got you on the run right now.
They are your peoples. You can't separate yourself from that. They were on your page for how many years? 2+ years. You were the one talking every day to M3 and Grown Mold, mainly M3. You were doing that. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't talking every day on the phone to you either. So how am I into this equation you keep trying to force me into? I'm not. This is about you and your peoples. Go get your peoples. They need your help. They're really struggling out here, Smoke. And you keep trying to throw me into it. Keep trying to throw Rep G into it. You keep trying to throw AFW into it. And I don't even believe that you really think that. This is what I know your issue is, Smoke. You care way too much about what these demons think of you. You are consumed about what they think of you. You try to act like you don't care, or you say you don't care. You say, you don't act like you don't care. You say you don't care. But your actions are a million miles apart from what your claims are. Case in point, you're up here singing the praises of a female who has made it very clear she wants to pull, well, I call her Carrie Ann Grayson. Just like this cop Grayson took a 9mm to a sister, this is what Carrie Ann wants to do to brothers, coming out of her own mouth. So this is someone that you praise. Not only that, she dogged out you and she dogged out your wife. This is someone that you welcome on your page, who you compliment. Hey, brother, that's your decision. I don't do things like that. People who try to think they can get away with disrespecting me, I don't elevate them. I don't praise them. I don't compliment them. I stay away from them. They are the ones who are the stalkers running after us. So you're up here praising this rogue public servant who needs a psychiatric fitness determination to go back to work. That came out of her own mouth.
When I first got diagnosed, my doctor put me off work for like 2-3 months. Because that's what they do when you go on meds. You got to take off time from work until you can figure things out. And I blew up at her. I was crying. I was upset. I wasn't yelling at her, but I was angry that she was putting me off work. And she said to me, you know, when you're not neurotypical, sometimes you have like what they call atypical reactions. And that was the first time somebody had used that word to me. She said, you know, what you're doing is fine. The way you feel is fine. But you need to know that your reaction is atypical.
Very interesting. Obviously, a false statement that Carrie Ann has made. People who start psychiatric medications or change psychiatric medications or newly diagnosed don't miss work for 2 to 3 months. Every situation is individual, but that's a rarity. So you have Carrie Ann trying to globalize her individual situation for everyone else. Now let's think about this. She's saying she wanted to work. She did not want to be out of work. So if someone doesn't want to be out of work, and we're not talking about you got into a car accident and you have 2 casts on your legs and arms. Obviously, you can't get up and walk. So physically, you're not going to try to drive yourself to work. But if you are able to actually travel to work and you want to go to work, you don't want to be out of work, you're going to go into your job. There's going to be something else that prompts the situation that Carrie Ann is talking about. Because if you go to see a mental health professional, whether it's a therapist or a psychiatrist, they can't force you out of work on their own. They don't initiate that process. The only way they would initiate a process is if it's involuntary and there's something going on right then and there that they need to intervene on. But if it's not imminent, they're not going to initiate you leaving work or being out of work for 2 to 3 months. It's not to say that a discussion won't be held, but they would not be initiating that. That's a violation of confidentiality if the patient doesn't want to be out of work. So what happens, it comes on the other end. There's someone who wants to go to work, they go to work, and there are flags, there are instances, there are situations where those around you are noticing things. And that prompts the conversation. I don't know where the hell she's getting that you go into a psychiatrist's office and he or she would take it upon themselves to take you out of work. No, the employee is being held out of work pending an evaluation because there's something that's very serious that has gone on. That's the more likely scenario. But since people like to lie about situations, I like to bring the reality back into focus. Getting back to you. And listen, if someone has to be out of work, they have to be out of work. The main issue is Carrie Ann runs around here acting like she has no issues and she's trying to create problems for others. She goes so far overboard attacking and harassing people. She did that when she first came here, globalizing all these attacks on people that it caused problems for her and the complaints were filed. So I'm not going to get into any details because we're dealing with Carrie Ann offline, but I thought I would bring this up within the context of You Smoke, constantly bringing our name up, constantly claiming that you're independent and you don't rely on anybody, but you're up here waving a banner for somebody who very clearly doesn't like her own people and made it clear that she will take a 9mm to the brothers. So rock out, but you're using the same type of formula that she's using. You're focusing on everybody else instead of the situation that's applicable to you at hand. This is the subject who you are praising. And you were up here, when you're mad at her, you're talking about how she gave Photon $500. She's trying to buy Photon. But now you're praising and worshiping her. Again, go do what you want to do, Smoke. I don't get down like that. That is just evidence of you trying your hardest to appease to these demons. You're the one going to the demons' chats. You're the one grabbing the link on their panels. You're the one getting upset because they're turning off your microphone. And you keep going back. I don't do stuff like that. They try to get me caught up in that extortion bullshit. I got the hell out of there and I didn't even think about going back. I do not cavort with freaks and demons who attack me, my friends and supporters. I stay away. It is weakness that you continue running back over there. They're talking about you like a dog. And you're up here talking about AFW and AAS and Rev G. You are consumed with getting their approval. If you weren't consumed with getting their approval, why are you so worried about what they think about who you're rocking with? I'm not reading no AFW. Smoke, you were in it just like grown mold. And when I say in it, you got a few channel supports. I think it's very interesting how this money goes back and forth through these different sectors and in and around the Umar Johnson sector. But we continue to have this devaluing of personal self. And I'm referring to those who are complaining about the money. They seem to think if I give channel support, and you don't know who I'm giving channel support to, you can just make assumptions. Give channel support, that has a special meaning, but theirs does not. You're just pulling yourselves down. I can control people, but you can't with money. So there is something special and unique about me giving channel support to whoever I may give channel support to at any point in time. Mine is special and yours is not. You're just putting yourselves down. That's all you're doing. And Smoke, you are the one hopping on panels where I'm in the chat. I don't go to spaces where you are. You go to spaces where I am. And frankly, I don't care if you go to ZX's channel. I don't care if you go to Remix's channel. I don't know if that was your backup avatar. If you want Remix to unblock you, ask Remix. It doesn't make any difference. I'm just pointing it out. It's in reverse. You're saying that I'm following you around. I'm not following you anywhere. You're following me. You grabbed ZX's link and you were talking about me. And by the way, ZX is not the beef sector. Just crap about me going to the beef sector. I've never been there. This is what these liars have to say in order to try to make their story fit. Smoke, you went over to ZX's channel. You grabbed the link to talk about me. When did I go grab a link and talk about you? You're crying about emails 3 and 4 years old. Smoke, you were talking about people behind the scenes. You were doing that. What's so unique about me doing it versus you? JLM 360, that was pre-Smoke. You were over there on Max V's page. People talk about people, but you only want to apply it to me and try to twist it into an AFW. You were rocking hard with your peoples, with M3 and Grown Mold. Day in and day out, you were in communication. That was not the case with me. But it's okay. It is all good because I'm not going to replicate that conduct. If someone is acting the fool on me, I'm getting the hell out of there. And I'm not going back. They're the ones hunting us all over YouTube. In spaces we don't even have a connection with Umar Johnson. But here they come. Here they come in the chats. And I can't tell you how often I get questions from other content creators in other spaces asking me, who is this? Do you know who this is? 9 times out of 10, it's a freak from the Umar Johnson sector following me in another space. So the host is saying, do you want me to block them or you can block them? I don't give a crap. That's the issue. You all, Smoke, you're included. You're the one who's consumed with what we're doing. We're not in your spaces. You're in our spaces. That means that you are pursuing us. For what reason, God only knows. You keep bringing up these emails. What are you looking for? You know that she was talking about you. What is it you want to know, Smoke? You keep bringing up the damn emails or text messages. What do you need to know? Why are you so consumed with this? Is it going to change anything? You know that she was talking about you morning, noon, and night. She was talking about you. She was bringing you up. You already know this because you were dealing with her every day. She's constantly calling you on the phone. You're spending time on the phone with her continuously. She's thinking about you continuously. That don't have shit to do with me. That is your gig with M3. That is your gig with Grown Mold. Your peoples are calling you. They miss you. They want to come back. They want to be with you. They're the ones that want you. Don't make me a part of that equation. She's the one trying to force you to do shit. I just offered you some friendly advice to support your channel. And you take it and contort it all over the place, acting like somebody was stabbing you in the back. Smoke, you were talking all kinds of shit about me and Rev G, and you know it. And you wanted to be treated like some king. How could you be treated like a king or expect to be treated like a king when you allow this out of control, loudmouth female to disrespect you? The fact that you even allow her to show up in your chat is a mark of self-disrespect. Now, you can have her over there if you want, but she was dogging you out big time and has been dogging you out for quite a while and disrespected your wife. You see, I have options. I'm not relegated to running around with anybody who disrespects me or treats me like garbage. I don't have to put up with it because I have options. Actually, if I had a choice, I wouldn't be with anybody. Can you make that choice? If you had a choice between subjects disrespecting you or being alone, what are you choosing? Well, it's obvious because you're running with these subjects. Have so disrespected you. Talked about your child, put your child on their live streams, and you interact with them. You talk about their positive traits. No, I don't need to do anything like that. I can't imagine relegating myself to be with those who are abusive, who are disrespectful, and they want other people to beat up on, and they love it, especially when you don't say anything. See, when I don't say anything, I just gather info. I'm not going to continue running over to them, allowing them to disrespect me, disrespect my family, threaten me, talk all kinds of shit. Carrie Ann talks all kinds of shit about you, and you are showing a lack of respect for yourself when you allow her to do it. When I say allow her, bring her over to your page, pull her up on the panel, let her type questions or comments in the chat, then she disrespects you, you cuss her out, and then you bring her back. I'm not going to go through that. It's entirely up to you, Smoke, what you want to go through. No way in hell. We are taking care of Carrie Ann offline. We're not throwing Carrie Ann any diversionary life or laughs on YouTube. What happened with Carrie Ann will not be decided by demonic YouTube tribunals. She is going to be answering to those who have the power and the authority to handle business. That's how we deal with things. We don't ask for permission from anybody here in these YouTube streets to defend ourselves. We are not relegated to having to cavort around with abusers and demons and liars and backstabbers and ingrates. We have other options that we access, and we're happy about that. The demons resent it, but we don't give a damn. Show that you care about yourself, Smoke, and stop allowing Carrie Ann to disrespect you. Let's see if you can do that instead of wondering about these stupid ass emails and recycling the same old bullshit about AFW, which, by the way, you are doing this and it has no other purpose but to elevate me. I don't need you to elevate me based on this contorted view that I'm the only person who supports a channel and I get treated like a queen. This is how far you're going to go to run this bullshit that doesn't even exist. It never did exist. It's all about the individuals and their level of self-respect. That's what it comes down to. So because I won't go into those spaces, that doesn't mean other people are treating me like a queen. We're treating each other with decency and respect. And all you need is garden variety quality. It doesn't have to be on some kingdom or queen level. See if you can grasp that, Smoke. And maybe if you can, you wouldn't have any need. You wouldn't want to be around anyone who's disrespected you. It would disgust you. It would turn your stomach. It turns my stomach. I won't deal with it. I block them. I just get them away from me. But if they cross the line, I'm going to turn the law on them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here and argue with these idiots on YouTube. Listen, folks, you know I have more coming your way. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.